The Obamas headline night 2 of the DNC. I'm Skyler Henry in Chicago with the sights and sounds as Democrats rally around the Harris-Walz ticket.
Plus, after recent shakeups in the Goodman, Missouri Police Department, the city announces a brand new chief of police. And the campus of PSU plays host to a job fair for new and old students.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Day 2 of the Democratic National Convention features more party heavyweights and another appearance by the Democratic presidential nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris. This is the late edition of KOAM News. I'm Dow Quick. CBS News correspondent Skyler Henry is in Chicago.
Vice President Kamala Harris made a virtual appearance at the DNC, speaking from a rally in Milwaukee with her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
We are so honored to be your nominees. This is a people-powered campaign, and together we will chart a new way forward.
We're not going back. We're not going back. VP Harris.
That followed a ceremonial roll call, purely held for celebratory purposes since Harris and Walz were already nominated earlier this month.
It's time for us to do the right thing, and that is to elect Kamala Harris.
I'm feeling fired up.
The prime spot of the night went to former President Barack Obama, who focused on why the ticket is what the country needs right now.
America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
Hello, Chicago!
Former First Lady Michelle Obama told the crowd Harris has the experience and values for the job.
America, hope is making a comeback.
The focus of the day was a bold vision for America's future as Democrats tried to show a stark difference between Harris and her challenger, former President Donald Trump.
That included hearing from former Trump press secretary Stephanie Grisham.
Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers.
Walz is expected to start tomorrow night and Harris on Thursday to wrap up a convention intended to bring more excitement to the new ticket. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Chicago.
The party was trying to curtail speeches a bit tonight after last night went far over schedule, pushing President Biden's speech out of prime time. It's been a nice day out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it turned out to be another fantastic day for us today. Temperatures below our average high for this time of the year. 84 is where we topped out. 90 is our average high. 101 is the record set back in 2003. Going outside right now, it's 71 in Joplin, 69 in Pittsburgh. So it feels really nice. Upper 60s to lower 70s. We're going to drop back lower 60s later on tonight. Clear skies. Not much is going on here. We had some clouds, a few sprinkles earlier in the day for us. But if we look at the next couple days, temperatures stay very pleasant. As we go into Wednesday, mid 80s for highs. As we go into Thursday, mid 80s. Once again for highs, keeping the extreme heat back to our southwest for now. But we will start to warm up and some rain chances. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. The city of Goodman, Missouri is now on its third mayor and third police chief in the past year and a half. The town's police chief, Samuel Townsend, resigned from his position following a failed bid to become the McDonald County Sheriff. Townsend took over as chief of police just last year after the town's entire police force resigned following the election of Mayor John Bench, who resigned from his position in February.
And they come in, kind of like with the blue flame, and they come in really ambitious and work hard. And I don't want to just leave Goodman high and dry or anything of that nature, and leave times for, all the hard work we've done of cleaning up the community to go in the toilet. So it was very good to be able to make contact with him several months ago, and be able to train him for my position. So it'd be a smooth turnover, and he would know everything he needed just right off the bat, and so it'd be a smooth transition of protecting and serving the community.
The current mayor, Clay Sexton, and the rest of the city officials promoted Assistant Police Chief Michael Akins to the position of chief tonight. Akins released a statement which you can read on KOAMnewsnow.com. Also with Akins comes the city's first canine officer, Rocco, who is a 5-year-old Belgian Malinois. Joplin Police Department also introduced a couple of brand new K-9 officers to its force today. K-9 Max is an 18-month-old German Shepherd. Officer Ron Donahue is his handler. K-9 Bolt is a 16-month-old, also Belgian Malinois. This is Officer Adam Brannon's third K-9 over his Joplin police career. He stresses the importance of the dogs as they assist patrol.
We need these dogs on the streets in Joplin. They're used a lot for narcotic searches, tracking of persons, and all building searches for persons if, the call comes that way.
Captain Will Davis says with the addition of these two new dogs on the force, they are back to full K-9 staff. Bass Pro announces more layoffs in their Marine division, as well as manufacturing plants in Miami, Oklahoma, and in Lebanon and Bolivar, Missouri. According to the company, the latter two plants in the Ozarks laid off 10%, or about 100 workers. Bass Pro cited the, quote, current economic environment and slowing consumer demand as reasons for the layoffs. Pitt State held a fair today for students and local businesses. The campus featured a part-time job fair. It was a way to bring together students with part-time employers on and off campus. This casual recruiting event was held inside the Crimson and Gold Ballroom in the Student Center. Students at Pitt State also took in another fair on the campus today. The community fair gave local businesses and organizations a chance to introduce themselves to students and showcase their services. The event gave students the opportunity to network, build some new community relationships, and save some money.
I think it's a good opportunity to see things, and you also get like free coupons to the places if you go later, so definitely save money.
Students also had the chance to get free food and play games at the event. Organizations including local churches, Pizza Hut, military recruitment operations, and others were there. The Peoria tribe in Miami, Oklahoma says a new grant of more than $100,000 will increase access to organic and healthy foods for students in their early childhood program. The grant will help fund a new garden where they can grow organic food and purchase produce from local sources. It'll also be educational and teach kids about the process of growing plants while encouraging them to disconnect from screens.
There's a lot of fruits and vegetables that people just don't want to eat fresh because they tend to absorb pesticides more abundantly than other things that you could wash easily. And so we're able to do those through this grant and just serve a lot of produce that doesn't have the pesticides to it, that doesn't have weed killers or bug pesticides on it.
The Woodland Academy serves between 60 and 100 meals per day. Back to school can mean back to sports and sports injuries for some kids. We have some advice on how kids can avoid athletic injuries. That's coming up. And an Oklahoma school district finds itself under fire following a controversial classroom assignment. Feels good to be home. Back to school continues across the 4 states, and today Joplin public school students headed back to class. Greeters from KOAM and the Joplin Police Department were on hand to pass out treats to kids arriving at Soaring Heights Elementary. The Soaring Heights principal says a lot of work went into making sure the day went off and got off to a smooth start. As a parent, you always want to keep your kids safe, but what if your child is a student athlete? Well, Allison Reed is the manager of sports medicine for Mercy Joplin in Southeast Kansas communities. Her best advice, she says, is for any athlete to properly stretch and condition. She also warns against jumping back in too quickly after an injury. The Pittsburgh Junior Dragons Youth League puts a big focus on hydration and teaches kids proper tackling techniques to prevent concussions. But as in any sport, injuries can always happen.
Hindsight's 20/20, right? Yeah. I mean, you're going to wonder what could I have done differently, what should I have done differently, but I think taking the steps to prevent that from the get-go, or at least identify it.
It's kind of, you get both ends. You get kids that, don't want to do anything, and then you get kids that want to jump right back in. Those are the ones that you really have to worry about because they're wanting to get back so quick, and then it could lead to other stuff.
Now, in addition to stretching and conditioning, Reed stresses the importance of communication, specifically with your school's athletic trainer, as they are often the first line of support. An Oklahoma school district is under fire after a parent posted a photo of one of her daughter's assignments. The research paper prompted students to answer questions such as, "Is God real?" Braden Bates reports.
Fear for the kids that go to school here that belong to a different faith.
Olivia Gray made the post, which has been shared a couple hundred times. She called the high school world history assignment an overall disappointment.
Being framed as a research paper and they're asking for opinions. And why are they asking for opinions unless it's to single people out?
However, she says she wasn't surprised to see this happen, especially after recent controversies.
The Bible will absolutely be discussed. It will be taught in the classroom.
I mean, I knew it was coming, I guess, just because of some of the things that are happening. And I didn't know it would be that in your face. I thought it would be a little sneakier.
Sophomore Nettie Gray first brought the assignment to her parents. Not only did she find it confusing, she told us she was afraid to even answer the questions.
Weird, like if I didn't give like the answer he wanted to hear, I'm like, he might give me like a lower grade, which I know is kind of like, he can't really do that because of like, I don't know, school stuff.
Nettie says her friends who have different world history teachers didn't get that assignment. Her older sister thinks it was just out of line.
When you get to questions like, is God real? Is Satan real? I don't even know how I would have answered that at that age, let alone try to cite that and find like sources for a paper I was going to be graded on.
I've called and emailed, but have yet to hear back from Skytook High School's communications director.
She won't get assignments like this again.
The district has released a statement saying it became aware of the assignment through social media. The administration determined the presentation of the material was not conducive to its instructional plan. The statement went on to say that administration and staff will continue to collaborate on best practices to meet Oklahoma's academic standards. Parents there who are concerned about any assignment are encouraged to contact the site administrator. A little bit later, the city of Joplin offers a helping hand to new homeowners.
Plus, how long will these comfortable temperatures stick around? We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, another nice day for us today. Temperatures fantastic, mid-80s once again, which is a pretty good chunk below where we should be for this time of the year, so we'll definitely take it. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Looks pretty good with clear skies sticking around for us tonight. All right, temperatures past couple days have been great. We were into the mid-80s yesterday, mid-80s once again for us today. Average high right around 90 degrees, so temperatures in this range, pretty good. 69 in Cassville, 68 in Anderson, 69 in Grove, Pittsburgh, 72 in Chanute. So temperatures tonight, we're going to be dropping back all the way down into the lower 60s. It's 70 in Joplin. We look great. Look at our temps fall back to lower 60s by morning. So let's go through the next couple days because we know the temperatures are going to stay fairly consistent. Near 80 by noon, partly sunny skies. I think most of us, 4 highs, 84, 85, 86 degrees. 84 in Neosho, 85 in Miami. Parsons up to about 85. Pretty much clear skies once again for us tomorrow night, lower 60s. And then as we go into Thursday afternoon, temperatures very consistent. We are going to get a few more clouds, could get a sprinkle or two once you get into our western counties, but high temps into the mid 80s once again. So at least temperatures look great over the next couple days. Day planner for you Wednesday, 64 to start, 78 by noon, 83 by 4. High temp, 86 degrees. There's not a whole bunch going on for us right now. We look pretty good. Clear skies across the Central Plains. Any showers are going to stay to our north. We're still dominated by this big dome of high pressure, and it's shoved its way back toward the west. So it's sitting way out across parts of New Mexico. But as we head closer to the weekend, it edges in its way a little bit closer to us. We're still going to have waves kind of rotate around it, giving us chances for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. But as that area of high pressure gets closer to us, our heat increases. So we'll bounce up into the 90s for highs. Stays in charge all the way through early next week and then slowly breaks down by the middle of next week. So instead of 80s, we're going to be dealing with 90s once we get into the weekend and also early next week. Let's take a look at it. Let's look at Friday. Slight chance for a thunderstorm, high temps, mainly low to mid 90s. As we go into the weekend, some scattered thunderstorms to start the day, then partly sunny, mid 90s. Sunday, much of the same. Some scattered thunderstorms to start the day, and then partly sunny skies, mid 90s across the region. And then even on Monday, we'll have a chance for thunderstorms that could keep our temperatures down just a little bit. Let's go a little bit long range for you. Mainly hot, 90s next week. Chances for thunderstorms just about each day. Now, as we go toward Labor Day weekend, which is not this weekend, but the following, a little bit cooler. Chances for showers, and that's going to continue into the first week of September, or cooler than average week. But weeks 2 and 3 in September are going to be above average. 86 tomorrow, 87 on Thursday, 92 on Friday, 95 Saturday. Even though we go into the 90s, it's not that bad. Humidity is not going to be too terrible. It's just going to be hot, but not extremely hot.
We're four-staters. We're accustomed to hot Augusts for sure.
We definitely
You're
are.
Right. That's bearable. Thanks, Doug. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with the KOIM Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. Best part is the price. It's absolutely free of charge. You'll find it in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOIM Skywatch weather app. The City of Joplin announces a new program for new homeowners. The Joplin Homeowner Rehabilitation Program 2, or JHRP2, will act as part of the city's community revitalization efforts. The program offers qualifying homeowners up to $25,000 for critical home repairs, including roof and siding replacements, HVAC upgrades, and more. To find out more about available locations and to see if you qualify, just go to koimnewsnow.com. Still ahead, Pitt State Soccer holds its second preseason scrimmage, and the Colgan Panthers hold their second practice of the 2024 football season. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next.
It's day 2 for fall high school sports practices in the state of Kansas. Our 2024 football season previews continue with one of our local schools that put together an undefeated regular season and came within one win of making the state title game a year ago. Colgan has its second practice of the fall season after school gets out this afternoon. The Panthers need to replace most of their starting lineup from a year ago. That's a team that went undefeated in the regular season, lost at home in the state semifinals, but that loss is serving as big-time motivation for this year's Colgan Panthers.
It's a big motivator. You know, I think we went out there and got our punched in the mouth a little bit. We weren't really expecting that. So I think this we just need to really hit everything hard and just expect we're the underdogs.
Huge motivation, no doubt. You know, we're trying to put in work every single day so that this time of the year, you know, we don't come up short. We make it all the way there. That's what we're working towards.
You know, very fortunate to be at a place like this where, you know, the expectations are high every year, and every group that steps in is expected to, you know, to compete and do things the right way. And this group has really done a good job of taking those high expectations on. And so yeah, you know, we're really excited about the group and the success that we've had at the JV level the last 2 years. It's not something we take lightly, and I think that, you know, goes to show that the kids take it serious and they want to be good when they get their chance.
Pittsburgh State women's soccer is gearing up for its first season as an NCAA program. The Gorillas play their second preseason scrimmage this evening. PSU in Springfield tonight, taking on Evangel. They compete at the NAIA level. Things got started at 7. The Gorillas faced Johnson County Community College in their first scrimmage. That was this past Saturday. Neither team posted a final score from that contest. Same deal tonight. But Pitt State's first official game is just 2 weeks from Thursday. Over to college football. The future is officially here. Oklahoma State Athletics announced it this morning. The Cowboy football team is sporting a 1.5 square inch QR code on the back of each player's helmet. Now, this links to the school's NIL fund in an effort to raise money for the players and for the program. In Major League Baseball, we've got a month and a half left in the regular season. The Royals are in prime position to earn a playoff berth. Cardinals, on the other hand, have some work to do, and they continue digging that hole a bit deeper tonight. The Redbirds fall to the Brewers 3-2. Their only run of the night comes on a 2-run homer off the bat of pinch hitter Matt Carpenter. St. Louis now 3 games below 500 after losing 7 of its last 8. Royals lose tonight as well, 9-5 to the Angels. Kansas City tied the game at 2 in the bottom of the 4th, but LA scored the next 5 runs to take a 7-2 lead. Cole Reagans picks up the loss after 5 innings of 4-run ball. This snaps the Royals' 5-game winning streak. It brings them 3 games back of Cleveland in the AL Central. One final note in the NFL, I said a couple of days ago, Chiefs won't be playing their starters for their preseason finale. Neither will the Bears, who they're playing against. So it's going to be second and third stringers against second and third stringers.
Well, they've got to figure out who's going to make the roster, I guess, and this is the time to do it. We'll be right back. We are live, so one advantage of giving you a weather update at 11:16 p.m.
Better than last night.
Well,
it was
that's true.
11:58.
It was almost midnight, but it also means that tomorrow was that much closer and that much easier to forecast, I guess.
That is true. And tomorrow, very nice, very similar to what we saw today. 85, 86 for a high, 87 on Thursday. So we stay with a really nice temperatures the next couple days. 90s do return, but it's not extreme heat. But we do bounce back into the 90s on Friday.
Final sports notes.
TCU football, who competes in the Big 12, they announced today that 2018 Pittsburgh High School grad Chase Curtis, he's a team captain on this year as he wraps up his collegiate career. We're going to have more on that tomorrow.
Look forward to that. It's almost tomorrow. Thank you for staying up so late with us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. You better get some sleep. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Captioning on